Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Code Buddy. I hope you are learning extremely well. Well, in this video, we are going to solve 60 plus questions from Accenture, right? So if you are new to this channel and find this channel useful, then please subscribe the channel. Let's start with the video now. Alright, so let's see the very first question from reasoning, and this is from abstract reasoning, right? So we have to choose the correct figure according to this figure matrix. Alright, so in this particular question, what we have in all the three rows, if we see the pattern, so we have 113, right? Now, the only thing is that there is a point, right? Or I can say this bullet in the tree, there is a bullet. So let's try to find out the pattern. So what I can find is, if I see the point here, just a minute, if I see this bullet point here and here, so both are same, both are the same figures, right? Now if I see that this figure and this figure both are same, so I can say that two adjacent figures are same only. So the answer should be like, related to this, there should be two adjacent figure in one row. There should be two adjacent figures that are same. So here these two figures are same, here these two figures are same. So again here these two figures should be same, because only this is the blank place, and we can mark this option. So option number A will be the correct answer for this question, because in this particular option, this is the same figure and this should be here. All right, so let's move on to the next question. The next question is, my grandfather's only child who is male is my. Okay, so suppose this is me or this is you, and you are saying that my grandfather, that means my grandfather's only child. So this is me and this is only child and he is my grandfather, maybe paternal grandfather or maternal grandfather. Right now, who is male? So my grandfather's only child, that is this one, who is male. So if he is male, so he must be my father, and then only he will be my grandfather, or I can say paternal grandfather, right? So this time I am sure that the gender of this particular person is male, right? So he must be my father only. So who is male? Who is male? So what is the relation? Like he will be his father. So B option will be the correct answer for this particular question. Why only saying this grandfather, you cannot mark that what is the relation, because maybe he can be maternal grandfather or he can be paternal grandfather. But if it is saying that who is male, so male child, that he must be your father, and then this is how the next person will be your grandfather. I hope it is clear. All right, so let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, consider the following statement and determine which of the given conclusion follows. Okay, so there are two statements and there are two conclusions. You have to read these statements and you have to just keep in mind whatever is written over here in these two statements. According to that, you have to find out that what are the conclusions that are following the same, what is written over there in statements. All right, so let's draw the Venn diagram, because if we draw the Venn diagram, so it will be helpful for us to find the answer, right? So statements are, some cars are dogs. So what I will do is, suppose these are cars, right? And it is saying that some cars are doors. So if I make it like this, some cars are doors. So these are doors. So these, the highlighted portion will be some cars are doors, right? So we have done with this part. Now the next is, all doors are heads. So if I say that all doors are heads, so I can make it like this, and this is head. Now the conclusion is, we have done with this as well. Now the conclusion is, some cars are heads. So some cars are heads. So we can see that this highlighted portion is head as well. It is door, but it is head as well, because all the doors are heads. So the highlighted portion is comes under in the head category as well. So yes, this conclusion follows. Now let's come on to the next conclusion. Some heads are doors. So these heads, right? Some heads are door. So these were the heads who are door as well, right? So yes, it is true. Some heads are door. So yes, it is also true. So both 1 and 2 will be the correct answer for this particular question. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is from seating arrangement, and this time Accenture is asking seating arrangement a lot, right? Like 3 to 4 questions will be there. Five professionals are sitting in a row. Okay, so I can make like this: one, two, three, four, five. All right. The accountant is sitting next to the PSD. So the accountant is sitting next to the PSD. So they should be like this. Who is sitting on the extreme left? Now here, who is used for this PSD candidate, right? PSD, who is sitting on the extreme left? So that means PSD 1 is sitting on the extreme left. So this side is extreme left. So PSD candidate will sit here. All right. The next is the musician is not sitting next to the lawyer. So musician is not sitting next to the lawyer. So it cannot be the correct arrangement, right? Now it is asking that who is sitting between the athlete and the accountant, right? This is not any statement. This has a question mark at last. That means this is our question. Who is sitting between the athlete and accountant? So whatever is given in the question is that we have five professionals in a row. The accountant is sitting next to the PSD. Okay, so we have set it the PSD one position. So accountant will be the next to PSD, right? Now it is saying that the musician is not sitting next to the lawyer, right? The musician is not sitting next to the lawyer. So suppose if lawyer is here, so musician will come here because he cannot sit next to the lawyer. But if the musician is not sitting to next to the lawyer, okay. But if who is sitting next to the who is sitting between the athlete and the accountant, okay. So here should be athlete, right? Here should be athlete because the thing is lawyer and this one musician cannot sit together. Just the mean is that that lawyer and musician cannot sit adjacent to each other. So athlete must be here. Or the second thing is maybe the musician is sitting here or lawyer is sitting here. So athlete will become here, right? But athlete will be in the middle of these. Who is sitting between the athlete and the accountant? So athlete is here and accountant is here, and here both are the possibilities that maybe lawyer is here or maybe musician is here. So lawyer or musician will be the correct answer for this particular question because it is not given that where they will sit, or like there is no any fixed situation or the fixed arrangement for lawyer and musician. Just the thing is that they cannot sit next to each other, right? So if lawyer is here, so musician must be there. If musician is here this side, so lawyer will be this side, but athlete will sit in the between of lawyer and musician, but we don't know where lawyer will be set and musician will be set. I hope it is clear. Let's move on to the next question. Next question is seven men M1, M2, M3, M4, M5, and M6, 7 are sitting in a row. Okay, so I'm making here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Now M2 sits to the immediate left of M5. So I'm writing here that M2 sits to the immediate left of M5. Right. And third to the right of M1. So here we are talking about N. Now, if it is N, so it must be talking about the previous person. That means here we are talking about the M2. M2 sits to the immediate left of M and third to the right of M1. Still we are talking about M2 only. So M2 is third to the right of M1. So M2 is third. So it will be third, it will be second, it will be 1, and it will be M1. Okay. So M1 is sitting here, then someone is sitting here, then someone is sitting here, then M2 will sit, and then M5 will sit. Now, how many persons are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So these are the five persons we have find out. Okay. Now M7 sits at the extreme left and is next to M6. So M7 is on the extreme left, so it is the extreme left. So I will make here M7, and it is given that next to M6, that means M6 should come here. Now only 5 places are remaining and we have the arrangement of 5 people only. So we will mark like M1, then the third should be M2, and here it should be M5. Okay. Now M4 and M3 are still left. Let's see. M3 is the neighbor of M1. So if M1 and M3 are neighbors, so here it should come M4. All right. Now, what is the position of M2? So, M2 is second from the right side, or we can say that M2 is on the left of M5. Right, so immediate left of M5, yes, immediate left of M5 is the correct answer. So option number A will be the correct answer for this particular question. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is uh, related to figure. So let's find out the pattern that if I can see that we have like I'm considering this middle wala figure is as stomach. Okay, so first one has the stomach as rectangular shape. Then in the second as well, we have one rectangular stomach, right? And in the third figure as well, we have a rectangular stomach, right? So we have rectangular stomach, okay? Now, if we see that, now let's see that, let's talk about head. So we have triangular head, again we have triangular head, and we have triangular head in all the three rows, okay? Now we talk about circular head. So we have circular or oval, we can say oval head, oval head, oval head. All right. Now here square head. So there should be square head. So let's see that in which figure there is a square head. So in first and second figure both have square head, but third cannot be the answer, right? So one option is eliminated, and the fourth option was, I guess, none of these. It is not clear, or maybe there were only three options. I'm not sure about this, but among these, because the answer will be in these three all, right? So either first can be the answer or second can be the answer, right? Now let's understand the next pattern. That let's talk about hand. So we have this type of hand, okay, first, then we have this type of hand, then we have straight hand, then we have straight hand, then downward hand, then upside hand, okay. Now we have upside hand, straight hand. So the next hand should be in the downward direction. So among these, what figure has the downward hand direction? Only second figure, right? So it must be the answer. Or let's talk about feet. So it has the downward feet and filled circle. In the next side, it has like diverted feet, then in the next downward feet but the hollow circle. The next is diverted feet, then a downside and a filled circle, then downside and hollow circle. So it has diverted feet, and the next is downside plus filled circle. So the next should be downside plus the hollow circle. So only second figure following the all patterns. So second will be the correct answer for this particular question, right? This will be the answer for this particular question. All right, let's move on to the next. So consider the following statement and determines which of the given conclusion follow. Okay, so statements are all words are cats. So suppose these are the all words and all words are cats. So this is the Venn diagram of first statement. The next statement is some dogs are words. So these are words. So I can make like some dogs are words, right? I can make like some dogs are words, or this diagram can be this type also. These are all birds. These are all cats. Now some dogs are birds. So some dogs. These dogs are birds as well. But this circle is outside the circle. But the minimum overlapping diagram is this only. Right. Always try to make minimum overlapping diagram. Right. Whatever is given in the statement, you just have to follow these things. Right. See, here all birds are cats. So the relation between birds and cats is given. Okay. Now here dogs and birds relation is only given. But if we are using this wala Venn diagram, so it is saying like we are defining a relation between dog and cats as well. But in statement there is no any relation in dogs and cats, right? So that's why this Venn diagram is minimum overlapping, and this is the ideal diagram. This is not the ideal diagram. It can be possible, but the minimum overlapping diagram is this only. Right. The conclusions are some dogs are cats. So some dogs are cats. These are the dogs. So yes, some dogs are cats because according to this diagram, all dogs are cats. So all dogs means some dogs, obviously. So some dogs are correct. Sorry, some dogs are cats. Yes, it will be the correct one. Now the next is there is no word that is no not a cat. There is no word. So we can see that all the words are cats. Same thing it is saying, but in the negative terms that there is no word that is not a cat. So all the words are cat. We know. So no word is not a cat. Of course. So obviously option number one and option number two both conclusion will follow the statement. So option number C will be the correct answer for this particular question. All right. Let's come on to the next question. So the next question is quite tricky and uh, like I don't know why, but I found it quite tricky. And the logic I found is just that we have three rows, right? And in each three row we have three squares, or we can say like three shapes. So my logic is this, that in each row we have two squares or two figures in which we have hollow rods, right? These have hollow rods, this shape has hollow rods, and this shape has hollow rods. Hollow rod means this wala, okay? So in next line as well, we have, sorry, in third line as well, we have two shapes that has hollow rods. So this one wala shape has hollow rods. This wala shape has also hollow rods. So the same thing or the same pattern should apply here, that in this particular, there should be a hollow rod, right? So these both are the filled rods only. These both are the filled rods only in the second option, and these also are the filled rods. So only we have one option with the hollow rods. So it should be the correct answer according to my logic. Apart from that, I couldn't find any logic, but if you guys can find, then please let me know in the comment section. Right. So according to me, answer number one should be the correct answer for this particular question. Let's move on to the next question. And next question is you have to tell me in the comment section as a homework. Let's move on to the next question. All right. So let's start with this. If a into b equals to 2a minus 3b plus ab, then what will be the value of this? Okay. So what we are doing is simple. In this particular portion, we are taking a as 2 and b as 4. So just put the value in this equation. So 2 into 2 minus 3 into 4 plus 2 into 4. So 2 into 2 will be 4 minus 4 3 is a 12 plus 4 2 is a 8. Right. So it will become 12 minus 12 will be 0. So this portion will give the answer as 0. Plus, now let's talk about this portion. So this time we have a value as 4, but b value as 2. Now let's put the values together here. Just a minute. Here. So if we put, so 2 into 4 minus 3 into 2 plus 4 into 2. So what will be the answer? 4 to the 8 minus 3 to the 6 plus 4 to the 8. So 8 and 16 minus 6 will be 10. So 0 plus 10 will become 10, and 10, option number C, will be the correct answer for this question. The question was quite simple only. Right. Let's move on to the next question. Find the missing term. 50, 51, 54, 59, 66. So as these are the digits and the growth of these digits is like not an exponential. So what we will do, we will try to find out the addition or subtraction tricks, right? So let's find out the difference of these. So here 1, here 3, here 5, and here it is 7, right? Yes. So 1 3 5 7, so the next should be 9. So if we add 66 and 9, so what we will get, 9 and 6 will be 5, and here it will be 75. Option number C will be the correct answer for this particular question. So the question logic was quite simple only. The next question is quite tricky, right? And this is based on chain rule or layering rule, I can say. So see, 32, 35, 49, 88, and 172, right? So we have to find out the next term. So even after applying so many logics, you cannot find any logic, but this question will be solved with the help of chain rule. Now what does it mean? Like when all the rules are failed, na, simple try chain rule. So what we will do, we will simple find out the difference of each. So the difference of this will be, I'm directly writing so that it will not take so much time. So the difference is 3, then the difference of 35 and 49 will be 14. Then the next difference is 39, and the next difference is 84. All right. Now let's take again the difference. So next time the difference will be 11. Now here 25 and here 45. Right. Again, let's take the difference. So it will be 14 and here it will become 20. right? Now the difference will be 6. Okay, now this 6 will be added to this. So it will become 26, and 26 plus 45 will be added. So it will become 71. Now 71 plus 84 will be added. So it will become 155, right? And 155 and 172 will be added. So it will become 327, and it will be the correct answer. You can apply any other logic if you have so, but even after applying so many logics, if we are not able to find out the answer, then simple try to solve this particular question with the chain rule, and this rule can find out the answer, right? So this was the logic only. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. So the next question is, which of the Microsoft application is used for video calling? Zoom, Google Meet, Skype, or MS Outlook? See, Zoom is a particular organization not under in the Microsoft application. So it cannot be the correct answer. Of course, it is a video calling app or a meeting app, but the thing is, it is not associated with Microsoft. The next is Google Meet. So Google Meet is again a video calling app or software, but again, it is a Google software, but not Microsoft. Skype is the Microsoft software. It will be the correct answer for this particular question. Let's move on to the next question. In MS Word, which of the following is used to add a page breaker to the current cursor position? Control plus enter, Alt plus enter, Alt plus Control plus enter, or none. So whenever we have to add any page breaker with the current cursor position, so we will press Control plus enter, right? Control plus enter will be the correct answer for this particular question. Let's move on to the next question. If you have purchased a new laptop with Windows 10 operating system, which of the default virtual assistant that you will get? So in all the Windows laptop after Windows 10, we have Cortana as virtual assistant by default. So Cortana is the answer. All right. So let's move on to the next question again from reasoning only. In a certain code language, 134 means good and tasty, 478 means see good pictures, and 729 means pictures are paint. So this question is from coding decoding, and under coding decoding, this question is from Chinese coding. Right. Now it is saying that which of the following digits stands for C. So in this particular question, see, the difficulty level of this question is just easy level only. The thing is, just you have to use your eyes, right? So it is asking for C. So let's look for C where C is written. So we can see that C is written in this particular statement only, not in this, not in even this, right? So the answer must be either 4 or 7 or 8. That doesn't mean that if C is on the first rate, so the answer will be 4. No, this is not like that. The thing is, the answer will be either 4 or 7 or 8, because only in this particular statement or in this particular line we have C word, right? So now let's check for the option. We have 9, 2, 1 or 8. So even 4 and 7 are not in the option. So directly mark the option number 8, right? Option number D, that means 8 will be the correct answer for this question. This is how you can use option elimination techniques as well. You don't even need to solve this question properly. You can directly mark the answer. But if we if we have to look for the long method, so I'm explaining in short method only, that we have pictures here, right? So the code for pictures must be 7, because 7 is common, and here picture and picture is common. So picture code is 7. I'm writing like this. Now if I see for good, so good is here, good is here. Now let's see for the common here. So 4 is here, 4 is here, right? So good stands for 4. Now only C is remaining here, and here only 8 is remains. So 8 will be the answer. So this is how you can also solve, but you can use option elimination techniques as well. All right, let's move on to the next question. So the next question is quite simple only. If Z is equals to 52 and X is written as 48, then Z will be equal to. So Z is 52. So if you know that the alphabetic position of Z is 26, right? And this is nothing but 26 into 2, that means 52. Now if we see for X, so A1, C is on third position, T is on 20th position. So what will be the sum of these? 23. And if we 24. 24, and if we multiply by 2, so what we will get? 48. Same pattern will apply here. 2 plus 1 plus 20 That means 23 into 2, that means 46 will be the correct answer for this particular question, option number D. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. In a certain code language, monkey is written as XDJMNL. How is tiger is written in that code language? Okay, so let's find out the pattern. Monkey is written as XDJMNL. Okay. So if we see that the pattern is cross diagonal, right? XY DE JK MN NO LM. So this is the cross diagonal pattern only, that the letters are, if we are comparing from upper side to lower, so the letters are, we can say, decrementing. If we are comparing with from lower to upper, so we can say that cross diagonally they are incrementing. Right, same pattern will apply here. So I'm writing here TIGER. So it should be like, if I'm taking from upper side, so it should be decremented by 1. So R is on 18th position. So what should be on 17th position? So Q. So let's see for the option that only one option we have starting with Q. We can directly mark the answer as D. Or you can completely find out the pattern if you want to practice, right? But if you want to save time in your exam, so these tricks can help you accordingly, right? Let's move on to the next question. So again, in a certain code language, snap be coded as 50. So what we have, just a minute, snap is coded as 50. Okay. So S comes on 19th position, N comes on 14th position, A comes on first position, P comes on 16th position. So if we sum it all, so we will find 50, right? So the next thing is IELTS. So same thing. So I comes on 9, 5 plus L comes on 12, T comes on 20th, and S comes on 19th position. So if we sum it all, so what we will find, that 20 plus 19 will be 39. 39 plus 12 plus 9 will become 21 and 5. So it will become 5, and here it, sorry, no carry. It should be 50. It's 9. Yes, there should be a carry. 9 plus 5 is 14 plus 1 is 15. The 1 carry, and it should be 6. So 65 will be the correct answer. Option number A will be the right answer for this particular question. Alright, so let's see the next pattern. The next pattern is quite easy only. Here we have flow, then G and RA, then we have to find out the next missing term, and then we have two terms as well. So again, let's find out the pattern, that FG. So it is incremented by 1, right? The next is L. L comes on 12th, right? In alphabet, L comes on 12th position and N comes on 14th position. So we can say that first letter is incremented by 1. The second letter is incrementing by 2 because L comes on 12th position and N comes on 14th position. So the difference is 2 only. Now we talk about O. So O comes on 15th position and here R. R comes on 18th position. So the difference is 3. Right. The next is W. W comes on 23rd position and A comes on first. Right. 23 and first. First means 27 because in alphabet we have 1 to 26, right? And then from 27 it will again start from 1 to 26 only, 26 to 1 and 1 to 26. This is a circular pattern. So 27 will be considered as 1 only. So it will be incremented by 4. So this is a pattern only. So after G, if we increment 1 in G, so what we will get? G comes on 7th position. So on 8th position, what it should come? H. Right. Now the next is N. So if we add 2 in N, so what we will get? P. Then in R, so R, that means 18. 18 plus 3 will become 21. So on 21 we have U and A. Right. A plus 4 will become 5. That means E. So SPUE will be the correct answer for this particular question. I hope the logic is clear to you. Alright. So let's move on to the next question. The next question is quite easy only, and the logic is like, I have taken, decoding questions so much because uh, there are different variants of coding and decoding, and you guys were facing some kind of difficulties in solving different types of pattern, right? The next pattern is quite different and easy only, right? You have to see that what will be the code of search. So if you are trying to make some different kind of pattern, like by taking the alphabetical position or by taking the cross diagonal and so you cannot find out the pattern, right? But the pattern is, we have search, in that we have rows, in that we have chair, in that we have preach, right? So the thing is, if we see that here are, and again here we have r, and all the r will have the same digit. Here r has 6, here r has 6, and here at the second position we have r, so r has 6. That means r coded will be 6. So here if we have, so I'm writing here SEARCH. So we have r as 6, right? The next is, if we see that s, we have s. So in rows we have S. So on third we have 2. And apart from that we have not any S. So we will mark as 2. Right. The next is E we have. So if we see here that E, on the fourth position we have 1. Again in preach we have E. That means on third. So on third we have 1. That means E stands for 1. Right, so it will be 1. Now if we look for A, so in chair on the third we have 4. In preach on the fourth we have 4. So A stands for 4, right? And for C and H, if we see that C and H, 7 and 3. And here the last C and H, 7 and 3. So C stands for 7, H stands for 3. So it will be the code for this, right? And how I found it, like it is the only pattern. Preach and search, these are kind of similar word, right? Reach and like all reach words are come together here only, so that's why I found that yes, this pattern can be followed here. I hope it is clear to you. And this type of pattern usually ask in like even TCS also ask this type of pattern. Right. So the next thing is, we have a number series, and the question is quite easy only. Directly you can mark the answer, that 21, 31. Okay, the difference is 10. Again the difference is 10. Again the difference is 10. Again 10. So again 10. 71 will be the answer directly. All right. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, we have to find out the missing term. So 1, 8, 4, 27, 9. We're directly seeing, we can easily find out that somehow they are the cube of something, and at some times they are the square of something, right? So okay, we have 1. So 1 can be cube as well, or 1 can be square as well. So just take a break here. Now we have 1, 8, 4, 27 and 9. So I'm not taking 1 as of now, but what it is, 2 raised to the power 3. What it is, 2 raised to the power 2. Right. Now what it is, 3 raised to the power 3, and what it is, 3 raised to the power 2. Right. So find the missing term. So the next missing term should be 4. Just a minute. 4 raised to the power 3, because first we have particular digits raised to the power 3, then again particular digit next to the power 3. So the next should be 4 raised to the power 3, and it will become 4 into 4 into 4. That means 4 4 is 16, 4 is 64, and 64 will be the correct answer for this particular question. Right. Let's move on to the next question. State the difference between the sequence. Okay. 5, 9, 13, 7. Simple 7. 5 plus 9. Sorry. 9 minus 5 is 4. 13 minus 9 is 4. 17 minus 13 is 4. So the same is 21 minus 4 is 4. So it is asking for difference. So the difference is 4 only. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, in which of the application you cannot run spell check? So see, every of the application of Microsoft Office has the spell check feature. Somehow it is supporting, but Notepad doesn't support the spelling check feature, right? Let's move on to the next question. In MS Word, if you have to indent the paragraph, then which of the following shortcut key is used? This question I see, like this is repeating 5 to 4 times. Sorry, 5 to 6 times this question has been repeated, because in my previous videos Also, I have taken this question and every time it is getting repeated and the answer will be control plus M, but not control plus I. By seeing indent, you cannot mark the answer. Control plus M is the shortcut key that is useful for indenting the paragraph. And it is written over here that indent the paragraph, we have to use control plus M. You can see another as well. Remove a paragraph indent. Maybe next time it can ask for this. So the shortcut key for this is control plus shift plus M. All right. Now what I was saying is Microsoft application supports spelling check, but Notepad doesn't. This is the proof that what is the F key for spell check. So F7 is the shortcut key for spelling and grammar check in MS Word. So this is how we can see that MS Word supports the spelling check. And the next is PowerPoint also supports the spelling check. You can see here. And in Word even, I have tried that yes, it is supporting that. I write the distinguished spelling wrong first, then it shows me like red line here that yes, there is a spelling error. Then if I write the correct spelling, so it is saying that yes, okay, it is all okay. So we have seen that yes, Microsoft application supports spelling error, but Notepad doesn't support. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, which of the following is used to establish a VPN connection? OpenSWAN, HProxy, GUse or Nginx. So OpenSWAN is useful for VPN connection. I will tell you why. Right, later on I will tell you. The next question, let's come on. Which of the following selection option is included in the paint? This question is also repeated question. I have seen this question 2 to 3 times and this question was repeated. So I'm writing repeated here. Right, I'm writing repeated here. This question is also repeated and also this question is repeated. Let's move on to the, so the option number rectangular selection and freeform selection. Both selection are available in MS Paint. So 1 and 2 will be the answer. Circular selection is not present there in MS Paint. And here is the proof of this question. Like I was telling now, I will tell you later. OpenSWAN. So see, for load balancing, choose GUse, HProxy or Nginx or Pound. But for establishing a VPN connection, you can choose OpenVPN or OpenSWAN or Viata, right? So we can say like Open is their identity. OpenSWAN, OpenVPN are the tools that are useful for VPN connection. And see, this is the paint screenshot and this is the selection tool. Under this selection tool, what we have, what type of selection we have? We have rectangular selection, we have freeform selection. If you see, so option number 1 and 2 will be the correct answer. Right, let's move on to the next question. This is again a repeated question. Again a repeated question. It is written there. I know it is blur, so I'm writing here. What is landscape? What is landscape? Right, it is asking for. So landscape is nothing but a page orientation, not page layout, right? It is page orientation. Usually student mark it page layout, but no, page orientation is portrait and landscape. There are two types of page orientation. So landscape is a type of page orientation. I hope it is clear to you. Let's move on to the next question. Which of these functions is used to land into a specific location of a document? Snapchat, yes, from Snapchat we can we can go in any particular location of a document. In Gmail as well, Facebook as yeah, all of the mentioned will be the correct answer for this particular question. Right, let's move on to the next question. So this is the explanation that how many types of page orientation are there. So two page orientation. First is landscape and the next is portrait. And in the screenshot, I have shown you that this is the orientation and this is the portrait and this one, horizontal one is the landscape. Right, let's move on to the next question. Which of the following is not a font style? Bold is font style, italic is font style, regular is font style, but manuscript is a type of font or font family we can say. But this is not the font style. So option number B will be the correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. Microsoft Office 365 is an example of which of the following type of cloud service model? So Microsoft Office 365 is a service-based cloud service model. Like it provides a different type of services, right? So it is, uh, sorry, just a minute. Let me check for it. Yes, it is software as a service because Microsoft Office 365 it provides us the services of like making slides using MS PowerPoint and some documents using MS Word or like some data orientation and so using Excel and different type of things. So SAS is the answer for this. Right. So here you can see that this is the kind of proof I can say. Or if you want to know about what are these service models, so you can have a look that we have the service model like SaaS, software as a service, what it is and what is the example. PaaS, platform as a service, what it is, what is the example. IaaS, infrastructure as a service, what it is and what is the example. See, for cloud and network security and MS Office and availability, I have made dedicated videos along with their cheat sheet, right? So if you haven't watched those videos, so go on my channel and check out for those videos because in those videos, I have made some cheat sheet and share with you. So you can have a quick revision with this. Okay, let's move on to the next question. So the next question is in TCP/IP model, which of the following protocol is used on internet layer? So ARP protocol is used on internet layer. The full form of ARP is Address Resolution Protocol, and it is useful for converting IP address to MAC address, right? So this is the use of this. The next is identify the class of the given IP address. Okay. So 211.1.1.1. Okay, so it will belongs to C class, right? It will belongs to C class. Why? Because this is the chart that the A class will be start from 0 and it will go till 127. Right? B class will start from 128 and it will go till 191. C class will be started from 192 and it will go till it will go to 23. The next is 224 until 239. Mostly you will be getting the questions like from A to D class only, right? Hardly it will ask from E class, but this is a complete chart. You can easily remember the range of this, so it will be beneficial for you. And every time you will be having one or two questions from the same, like this particular IP address belongs to which class. So 211, in which range it comes? 211. So it is coming under 192 to 223. So option C class. Option number, just a minute. Option number D. That means class C it will belong to. Right. The next is again 201. Again in the same category. So class C will be the correct answer for this particular question. Now this is the explanation for this ARP protocol. So what is the explanation? This is the complete chart that in OSI model we have these layers and what are the protocols over here. This is the chart for OSI model. This is the chart for TCP/IP protocol and like what protocol comes on which layer. So on application layer we have Telnet, FTP, SMTP, DNS, RIP, SNMP and TCP and UDP comes on transport layer, right? Comes on transport layer. And this ARP, IP protocol and IGMP, ICMP, these four protocols come on network layer in OSI model or internet layer in TCP/IP model. So it was asking for what? It was asking for TCP/IP model. So ARP protocol among these options, na? Among these options, ARP protocol comes on uh, comes on internet layer. See, IGMP and ICMP is also there, but the thing is, always it will prioritize to ARP because ARP is an important protocol, right? So if you have more than two options which are correct, and you have to find the priority one, so always sorry, you have to find only one answer. So always go with the priority one wala answer. It will be only considered as truth, right? So ARP. Now, what it is when computer programs send or get messages, then usually use something called an IP address. We all know that, which is like a virtual address. But under Earth, the real talk happens using another type of address called a MAC address. So ARP protocol will change the IP address into MAC address, right? So this is the working of ARP. Let's move on to the next question. And don't worry about this PDF. I will share it with you. Okay. The next is Which of the following layer decides the ideal topology type of node arrangement in a network? So, whenever we have to decide topology, so it will consider under physical layer. That physical layer will do this thing, right? So, see, the cheat sheet I have shared with you, I have clearly explained the complete OSI model, the complete TCP/IP model in a much better way, that apart from that, you don't need to go for even any resources for network and cloud security. If you are doing the MCQs from my videos, and if you have referred this cheat sheet, right, you don't need to go even here and there. It will be enough for you. Let's move on to the next question. The next is, which of the following key resides on all stations as an IP and client devices in a 4-way handshake? So pairwise master key is the answer for this, and the explanation is written over here. You can see. And this is all about like which layer will take care of the topology. So it is the answer for it, right? So these are the functions of each layer I have discussed here as well. That physical layer will send the data to the physical buyer, plus it will arrange your topology. Like it will tell you that yes, this particular topology is best for you. The data link layer will read the MAC address from the data packet. The network layer will read the IP address from the packet. The transport layer will be responsible for transporting protocol and error handling, and so you can have a look. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, which of the following function will help to find the number of working days between two calendar days, two calendar dates? So option number 1 is business days, option number 2 is network days, option number 3 is days, or option number 4 is nothing. Network days is the correct answer for this question. You can see here that the network days function calculates the number of work days between two dates in Excel. When using the function, the number of weekends are automatically excluded. It also allows you to skip specified holidays and only count business days. So network days will be the correct answer for this particular question. Let's move on to the next question. In cloud computing, the concept of helps in pooling and sharing of resources. So in cloud computing, virtualization is the concept that will help in pooling and sharing of resources. This is the answer for it. Let's move on to the next question. Okay. Which of the following function key is used to rename a selected file? F1, F2, F3 or F4? So the correct answer for this question is, let me check, I think F2 is the correct answer. Yes, F2 correct answer. Let's move on to the next question. This question was asked last year 2 to 3 times, and this year as well it is asking again. While composing an email using Gmail, which of the following is used to insert files using Drive? Simple, the Drive icon. Option number B, that is 5, will be the correct answer for this particular question. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, in MS PowerPoint, which of the following is the default pointer type? So arrow pointer is the default pointer type in PowerPoint. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following sign indicates computer settings? So in all the devices, we have this wala sign as settings. So this will be the correct answer according to the options. Let's have a look on this. Like this is the drive icon. So we have to use this icon for inserting some files from the drive. Let's have a look on to next question. The next question is, if you have copied the web address of different websites and pasted them on a Word document, it is shown with blue font color. Yes. And underline, then how will you remove it? So basically what happens is, if we copy some URL from somewhere on the internet, and if we paste it on our Word document, so what it will do? It will reflect the color in blue, and there will be a underline. So if you want to remove that underline and that color blue, so what you will do basically? So according to me, it can be done by removing hyperlink, because the thing is, if the answer will be all of the mentioned now, so the thing is, by using conditional formatting, and conditional formatting is only available in MS Excel, but here we are talking about MS Word. So if it is not available in MS Word, so all of the above cannot be the correct answer. So according to me, why remove hyperlink will be the correct answer for this particular question. Let's move on to the next question. In MS Word, you can insert a page number in header and footer. Both. Yes, we can add a page number in header as well as in footer. So both will be the correct answer for this particular question. Okay, all right. So let's move on to the next question. So these are the steps how you can add the numbers in header and footer. You can see. Let's move on to the next. Okay. Now, which of the following statement is correct for VLOOKUP? Looks for a value in the leftmost column of a selected table, look for a value in the rightmost collected column for selected table, or cannot find a value in the previous column. So this is the correct option, that VLOOKUP is useful for looking the leftmost column of the selected table. So only one will be the correct answer for this question. Let's move on to the next question. Which of the following application have a conditional formatting option? See, MS Excel, as per I mentioned earlier in the previous to previous question, that MS Excel is only have the privilege of using conditional formatting, so it will be the correct answer. These are the explanation of both of the questions. You can have a look that VLOOKUP can only search for a value in the leftmost column of a table and retrieve a corresponding value from a column to its right. Right. Okay. So let's move on to the next question. Okay. Now the question from Bubble Ability we have. So Ram usually travels to his school. See, so here we are talking about some transportation medium. So whenever we use to refer transportation medium, always we use the preposition by. Right. So Ram usually travels to his school by feet. Why will be the correct answer for this particular question? The next question is, it has been raining, summer was over. So here we are somehow we are talking about time, right? A particular time. From that time that it's raining only. So it has been raining since summer was over, right? Because it's a quite like there is a certain time from when the raining is happening again and again, like it is in continuation form or like that. So since will be the correct preposition for here. The next is the prisoner was found guilty for which, right? So guilty, the robbery, about, for, to, or none. So the correct answer for this question is the prisoner was found guilty for the robbery, right? For the robbery, because the robbery was the reason that the prisoner was found guilty for. And these are the some prepositions that we can use to use for directions. For example, she is going to the market, so we are telling the direction that where she is going, right? To is also useful for denoting the purpose, indicates the reason for an action, right? He went to study, he went to study. So like what was the purpose? To study. So to we have used recipient, like if I say I sent the message to him, or usually on gift see na, from this one to this one, right? We usually write this thing. So this is how you can denote the recipient. Now the next is on, when we can use on if we have to denote the surface. For example, the keys are on the table. So we are talking about a surface that on the table. Suppose this is the table. My drawing is not so good. Okay. Suppose this is a table. This has 4 legs only. I'm sorry. My drawing is literally not good. And the keys are here. Okay. So we are talking about surface. So the next is we use on for days and dates. This meeting is the meeting is on Friday. So here we are talking about a day, right? The next is about. So to relates to a subject or topic, a documentary on wildlife. So if we are talking about something, so we can use on. The next is through. So mainly we use through for the movement or for the means or for the duration, right? And for by, proximity, agent, method, time, and also what I was saying is transportation medium, right? Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, Mr. Jones had decided to leave both his job, his home, and move to Chicago. So Mr. Jones had decided to leave both. What both? His job and his home, right? Both of the things. So and must be the conjunction here, right? The next is I waited for her, the museum. So I waited through the museum doesn't make any sense. In the museum, I waited for her in the museum, or Out the museum or outside the museum. So outside the museum will be the correct answer for this particular question. Right. And then why we are not using in? Because in basically comes for a big place. So museum is, it can be big, but not that much big, right? So usually if we have to denote a big place, a big city, so we use museum. If like in place of in, if it is at, so we can use at as well. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, sometimes the greatest inventions an idea of startling simplicity. Okay, so this is saying that sometimes what happens is the greatest things can come from, or the reason of those greatest things is just a simple thing. So the idea of that greatest thing is originated from the normal thing. So it is saying like hinge upon. Right, hinge upon will be the correct meaning. It is saying the reason of this thing is this. So we are telling that the idea of this particular thing is relies on this thing. So relies on or hinge upon are same together. Let's move on to the next. So the next is, mark the option which is closest to the meaning of the word. Bail. Bail is kind of bond money, right? Usually, if a person wants to come from a prison, so he comes on bail only. So bail is nothing but a bond money. So it will be the correct answer for this particular question. And this is the explanation. Hinge upon meaning, you can see that it is showing, it is useful for showing the dependency on something or someone. Right. The next is that bail means is bond money. All right. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is, choose the option that is opposite in meaning. Conducive, cheap, usual, shocking, or harmful. So conducive meaning is in benefit of something or in favor of something, favorable to something. So the opposite of this will be harmful, that it can harm you, or it can be a disadvantageous thing for you. So it will be the opposite. The next thing is, find out which underlined part of the sentence below has an error and mark the option accordingly. Okay. I regret that I wasn't aware that you have lost your job when you visited me last week. So to find out the error is simple here, because here we are talking about past only. I regret that I wasn't. Here is past. Here is also past, when you visited me, right? So if we are talking about past, how can we use have here? So we have to use had here, right? So have lost your will be the correct answer for this particular question. Let's move on to the next question. Choose the answer that shows the best punctuation for the underlined word of the sentence. She was the one you were talking of. Wasn't she? So it's kind of question that she was the one you were talking of. Wasn't she? So in this type of question, the correct punctuation should be like talking of. It is okay. Of after this, we will mark a comma. Wasn't she? Now here we are questioning to the person that wasn't she. So wasn't she? Again, there should be question marks. So of and wasn't she? It is correct, right? The question it is written as it is the correct only. Of wasn't she will not be the correct, because here should be an comma, right? Of wasn't she, again there is no any comma. And also if it is asking a question, here should be a question mark. So it cannot be correct, it cannot be correct. And this of wasn't she, so it should, here should be the question mark, again it cannot be the correct. Option number one will be the correct answer for this particular question. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The next question is, we have to make a coherent paragraph. Coherent paragraph means by bunching all these sentences, we have to make a meaningful paragraph. Okay. So, but the fact is, so we cannot start with but if we are talking about something, so that thing cannot be directly start with but, so it cannot be starting with one. So, see, if we see an option, so we have to start with third statement only. So, we all like to think of ourselves as honest people. So, the next should be in the continuation of this is, right? We all think, we all like to think of ourselves as honest people, but the fact is, the most of us lie about 18 to 50 times a day, often without thinking. Usually what happens is we always consider as our honest people, but the fact is that in a day we usually lie 18 to 50 times, right? Often without thinking. So three, one. Right. The next is now thinking. So the next should be kind of the conclusion. So if we see, so we land in trouble constantly, even though we never mean to hurt someone's feeling, right? Because we are lying somewhere, and this is the reason only that we are hurting someone's feeling, even we don't want to. So 4 and 2, it will be the correct sequence of this. So 3, 1, 4, 2, option number B will be the correct answer for this particular question. Let's move on to the next question. So fill in the blanks with the most suitable option. The volunteers gave food packets to the earthquake victims. There is no need of any, right? The volunteers gave food packets to the earthquake victim is correct only. So none of the mentioned above will be the correct answer. What if we write gave over? So gave over means stopped or ceased. Gave in means surrendered. Gave out means published or announced. So there is no any sense of these all. So none of the mention will be the correct answer in the sense of this particular statement or sentence. The next is we have to find out the opposite of this word. Cordoned. Uh, cordoned. It is written. Cordoned. Cordoned means we have to find out the synonym of this now. So cordon means kind of barrier on something, or we can say kind of restrictions on something, right? So free, uh, free or independent or liberty will be the correct opposite of this, because it means barrier, right? Barrier, restrictions, you can consider any. The next is, again we have to find out the opposite. Falsify. Falsify. So the uh, to correct someone. Falsify means to prove someone wrong, right? So to correct someone will be the correct opposite word for falsify. Let's move on to the last question for today. So fill in the blank with the most suitable option. So Tom only fruits on Thursdays. So here we are talking about a habit of Tom. So whenever we have to represent habit, so we usually use present tense. So Tom only, as Tom is singular, so we will use eats. So Tom only eats fruits on Thursdays. It will be the correct answer or of the question. All right. So we have done with 63 questions for today. I hope all the questions are clear to you, but still you have doubts, you can answer, you can ask me in the comment section. I will reply for sure. So yeah, let's meet in the next video. And I'm really sorry for my drawing on the table time. Okay. So forgive me about that. All right. We will meet in the next video.